Good morning. I wanted to pop on today and give you guys a little peek behind the scenes of our math program. So I use teaching textbooks, which I've mentioned quite a bit, for all of my kids. One of my kids is moving on to Math 5. She just finished Math 4. The other one is in Math 7. And then I have my oldest doing Algebra 2. We've used teaching textbooks for years and we love it. And I thought it might help to see what it looks like on the back end, how you can choose what level is best for your kids and see if it's a good fit for you. Okay, so here you can see all the different levels they have. They actually don't start till Math 3. There are placement tests that you can take to see where your child might, what level they might be on. So you can take a look there. And then it goes all the way up to pre-calculus. Another thing to note is that they have a large family plan. For my family, it didn't make sense because we only have 3 kids, but I did look at the numbers and it seems like if you have 4 or more children, it might make sense to do the large family plan. Which means you get all sorts of levels, 12-month subscription for 4 to 8 students for $199. So you get 4 to 8 students worth of math for an entire year for less than $200. So it's a really great plan. My family does individual, again, because it just makes more sense because we only have 3 kids. So my oldest is doing Algebra 2 right now. He has previously done Algebra 1. Next year he's going to do geometry. And then we have done all of these levels, Math 3 through 7. The only one we didn't try is pre-algebra. We actually tried a different program and then we came back to teaching textbooks because it just didn't work for us, and teaching textbooks really works for us. So my daughter now is about to start Math 5. My son is doing Math 7, and then my oldest is doing Algebra 2. So we have done almost all of the levels, and I highly recommend them. Then each child gets to create their own login, and they can log in individually. We haven't used it very often, but I also believe you can download a lesson so that you can do it offline if you need to. And then this is the 3.0 digital version, so it's all done on. Okay, so I went ahead and logged into my daughter's Math 4, which is what she just finished. So she would click here, Math 4, logs her in. Then this is what her end of it is going to look like. So you can see here, she's actually completed all the lessons. There were a total of 119 lessons, and then they have quizzes periodically as well. You could go back at any time and review the lessons. So just to give you an example of what the lessons look like. And then here's the lecture, and it talks it through with them so they can listen. And the beginning of each, so this is lesson 1, they do a review of the previous year's work. So I kind of like that because as the kids start a new level, they feel like it's really easy, and then it gradually increases in difficulty. Then from there, you can see they give practice. They have you check the answer. They tell you also, I like this, when this was taught previously within this level. So sometimes if my kids are struggling, I'll look up here and say, oh, this was first taught in lesson 41. Let's go back to lesson 41 and listen to the lecture again. The other thing that I wanted to make sure you saw was the grade book. And log in as a parent. So this is the parent's end. It has a separate password from the child's password. I can view and print their grades. I can look at the answer key. I can change how many hints they get. I can manage all my subscriptions, contact the customer assistants. And again, this has a separate password, so the kids aren't allowed to. Of course, my older kids could, but they're not allowed to come back in here and change their grades on their own. It's separate from their login. So it's something that I do if I want them to redo. For example, okay, and here you can see it has all my kids on here. So if I were to log on here, I could go to any one of these lessons. Again, it's because she's completed the whole thing, it's not showing me. And I would click on it and tell it I want it to edit it. And then I could, let's see, maybe I should go to, let's go to this one. So here you can see here. This looks like this because he started in the workbook and then we switched over to digital. So these he did in the workbook and then we jumped over here and we started digital here. This means they've completed it. I can actually delete the whole lesson and have him do it again. So here I can go to individual problems and see what he got right and what he got wrong. I can edit it if I'd like to. I can delete it or change it. If I delete it, that's when they can go back in and redo it if I want them to. All right, I hope that was helpful. Drop a question if there's anything I can answer for you.